Mfuluka jilolwe Jiwa kambenga Nela chanza ni kukwata Wewe ni yae kwetu Wakupinga na musele baba Mfuluka jilolwe Jiwa kambenga Nela chanza ni kukwata Wewe ni yae kwetu Wakupinga na musele baba Meme kusengelela Tone mujinga kule chibango cha bushwa kuchupa mfuse munene chana na ya kujoa Meme kusengelela Tone mujinga kule chibango cha bushwa kuchupa mfuse munene chana na ya kujoa Mfuluka jilolo Jiwa kambenga Nela chanza ni kukwata Wewe ni yaya kwetu Wakupinga na musele baba Meme kusengelela Tone mujinga Kule chibango cha bushwa Kuchupa mfuse munene Chana na yaya kujoa Chena kukwa moyo Chibango cha mukawe Chilidimu shimu cha menu wakansumae Chena kukwa moyo Chibango cha mukawe Chilidimu shimu cha menu wakansumae Chena kukwa moyo Chibango cha mukawe Chilidimu shimu cha menu wakansumae Chena kukwa moyo Chibango cha mukawe Chilidimu shimu cha menu wakansumae
My fellow Ambazonians, thank you very much for coming on board today's edition of Rebel TV. I greet all my fellow citizens of Ambazonia, in Ambazonia and elsewhere in the world. You're welcome on board Rebel TV. We are out to produce and give the independence of Ambazonia to the people of Ambazonia, and to, at all times, encourage the responsibility to protect all civilians from every evil forces existing within any political system in the world. My name is Tapang Tanku. I am the deputy in charge of defense for the Atlantic region of Ambazonia. I come to you today with a very, very pleasing heart to announce to you and to break to the international community One of the best news that has happened in the start of the year 2020. It has been the death of at least 6 Cameroon military terrorists who went into Ambazonia to organize a soccer friendly in the name of restoring terrorism normalcy in Ambazonia. We've always clamored for the people to invoke the responsibility to protect at all times, and also to invoke the responsibility to defend themselves from any fraudster in the name of Cameroon military. I am here to break and give to you the details of what has happened in Eyumojok, which is a locality, a village in Manyu division of the southern zone of Ambazonia. I am very pleased to announce to you that the BBC itself, Reuters news agency itself, and an Al Jazeera reporter has contacted me for details of this emerging story in Ambazonia. As you've read from other international news blogs, they've been reporting the death of 5 Cameroon military terrorists who were killed by the Ambazonia Defense Forces in Manyu as of yesterday, Sunday, the 31st of May 2020. It is a pleasing news for the ears of those Ambazonians who've lost their loved ones as a result and as a direct consequence of the atrocity done by the Cameroon military terrorists in Ambazonia. I am pleased to announce to you that the bodies of these 5 Cameroon military terrorists have been taken up and have been taken away by the Ambazonia Defense Forces. We shall not release the bodies to the Cameroon military terrorists because we consider it as a war victory. It is a war victory because the war was declared against the people of Ambazonia on the 21st of November 2017 by Paul Biya Bartholomew B. Mvondo, who is of blessed memory. We want to take this opportunity to insist and to announce to the general public that the defensive war by the Ambazonia people will continue unabated. We shall not make any mistake to lay down our weapons when the international community, led by the United States and the United Nations, have not called us for a true, meaningful dialogue with an equal partner as that of neighboring Cameroon. We shall not make any mistake of laying down our weapons for any second or any reason and for any party without La République du Cameroun complying to the terms of the agreement wrote out by the third party intervener. I want to insist here, the defensive war by the people of Ambazonia shall continue unabated. We maintain 4 key strategies to bring down La République du Cameroun, and all of these strategies are peaceful and non-violent. The first strategy is ghost towns. Ghost towns must be effected and must be complied by all Ambazonians regardless of race, culture, religion, sex, origin, and location. And every visitor in Ambazonia must comply with the ghost towns. The second strategy we must comply with is civil disobedience. We intend to render La République du Cameroun hopeless and fruitless in all its political, economic, social, and cultural jamborees. We have dropped an economic bomb on neighboring La République du Cameroun, and we shall continue dropping economic bombs on neighboring La République du Cameroun and all its assets in Ambazonia. We shall freeze all the assets of neighboring La République du Cameroun. We've stopped the exportation and exploitation of our timber resources into France, Europe, and neighboring La République du Cameroun. Our cultural rights and our rights to land remains our traditional right we must safeguard and protect. Our people's land and its resources cannot be raped at random and illegally. We have successfully rendered La République du Cameroon hopeless and fruitless. They have officially declared that Bakassi Peninsula and other oil rigs shall not be producing oil anymore, thanks to the Ambazonia War for independence, thanks to our strategy to take back our resources by hook or by crook. The third strategy will be boycotts. Boycotts have been one of the most effective strategies we've pushed out ever since the revolutions morphed from a peace-planned revolution to a guns defensive revolution in 2018. Boycotts remain one of the strongest strategies we shall cling onto, hold onto, and die onto. The last and the most effective strategy is self-defense. Our people have tested the aforementioned strategy of ghost towns, civil disobedience, and boycotts, all to no avail. What has not been tested in the past and has been tested in the present and would be the best alternative strategy and a reciprocal force for the enemy would be the defense of our people through guns, bullets, and popguns. We thank our laboratory technicians for the great job they've done within the last 4 months, testing and rolling out popcorns. And those popcorns have delivered successful results, keeping away and safeguarding the citizens of Ambazonia and elsewhere in the world present in Ambazonia, while targeting only the military facility and the military of La République du Cameroon in Ambazonia. I want to insist here that we have spread the war, the defensive war, defending our women and children across Ambazonia. If it pains that we are defending our women and children, it means you are an enabler. We want to officially thank Success in Congo. Success in Congo has been one of our great instrumentalists, one of our biggest supporters and informant who has aided and abated the war of independence by collaborating with La République du Cameroon to leak out the hideouts to us. Success in Congo plays a dual role as an informant for some of us in Ambazonia and as an informant for some of us who support Ambazonia. On the other hand, he has extended a lot of excesses to La République du Cameroon, but we want to thank him for this last great job for enabling Ambazonians to kill 5 military terrorists who went into a Yumojok in a 2 village to pull out a stunt in the name of a friendly match against Ambazonia. I want to insist here, and I would make it very clear. Please, can you please, Ashon? I want to insist and I want to make it very clear. The people of Ambazonia have made it a possibility to defend their homeland by hook or by crook. We are not turning back, and we shall not turn back to La République du Cameroon. For those who've decided to turn back to La République du Cameroon, it is your choice. We saw the other day in Nyambere and a few other puffed belly, very fat, obese, so-called former fighters of Ambazonia present in Boya. We are challenging them to go to Bamenda, go to where they started the war, where they fought the war, and where they left their brothers and sisters still fighting the war. They shouldn't go to Boya. They should go to Bamenda, to Batibo, and make a video on the streets of Batibo or Alabukam. That is where you shall know Cameroon is truly not one and indivisible. You shouldn't go to where or a location where the forces of La République du Cameroon are heavily guarding it. Our role is to make the system completely ungovernable. Our role is to disturb La République du Cameroon and entice Ambazonia. Our role is to disturb and entice. So don't go to where La République du Cameroon has heavily infested the communities. Go to where we have a stronghold, like in Alabukam, in Batibo, in Bui, in Oko, and do a video on the streets. We will not compromise in any way, shape, and form. Ambazonians, we have defeated La République du Cameroon. We've crippled La République du Cameroon. We've won the war and not the battle. We are insisting and we are calling on the international community to come and mediate talks, because we allow the channel open for diplomacy and dialogue, for negotiation on the terms of separation and nothing else but separation. We shall not make any mistake of accepting any ministerial position, any shared power with La République du Cameroon. There shall be no power sharing agreement. I read a communique by the so-called interim government of Ambazonia, the pastor's interim government, dating back to December 2019, written to Karen Bass, insisting and calling on Karen Bass that they are willing to accept ministerial positions without any infringement on their right to live in Ambazonia or La République du Cameroon. I want to take this opportunity as the deputy in charge of defense for the Atlantic, the richest oil regions in Ambazonia, to announce and to insist to Karen Bass and the international community that we shall not accept any power sharing agreement with neighboring La République du Cameroon. We shall not cow or bow down or cave in to any power sharing agreement, whether rolled out by the United Nations or rolled out by God Himself. We shall not accept it. The only solution for true mediation, for true negotiation, for true separation is separation itself. The only thing we shall accept that will be closest to a power sharing agreement would be to sit on a round table and not a rectangular table. A round table to dialogue on the terms of separation and not on the terms of integration. If you are hungry for power to be a minister in La République du Cameroon, you can as well leave the Ambazonia revolution, rush to La République du Cameroon and join them. We've seen others done that successfully. We will not take the lives of 8 million Ambazonians to play on a chessboard. Never. The people died for a cause. The people died for a reason. And the people are dying for a reason. It is our responsibility to ensure that we don't engage in any form of kidnapping, terrorism, violence, rancor, and tribalism. It is our responsibility to ensure that we roll out and defend democracy, human rights, democratic accountability, good governance, and above all, the rule of law. It is our responsibility to maintain our stance on self-determination, which is enshrined in the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights of 1948, enshrined in the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights of 1966 and the International Covenant on Social, Cultural, and Economic Rights of 1966. Ambazonians, you are all protected by regional instruments. Whether you are in Arabian or in the Arabian countries, you are protected by the Arabian or Arabs Human Rights Regional Charter. If you are in Africa, you are protected by the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, also known as the Banjul Charter. If you are in the Americas or North America, you are protected by the Canadian Charter on Human Rights. If you are in the United States, you are protected by the First Amendment and Second Amendment rights and the Constitution itself. If you are in the United Kingdom, you are protected by the Magna Carta. So from anywhere in the world where you stand to advocate for Ambazonia's independence, you are well protected. And that is why we maintain and respect the rule of law in those countries where we live and where we advocate. Ambazonians, I do appreciate and thank you for this great news. Continue to defend the people of Ambazonia. Continue to advocate for the plight of our women and children. Continue to shun terrorism and violence. Continue to attack and defend only the military terrorists and no other person than the Cameroon military terrorists who've come to kill our women and children, who are presently illegally occupying our territory, and whom we've begged within the last 57 years to leave our land, and they have not left. We are an endangered species according to the Dublin Declaration of 2019. We are an endangered species. We are fighting to defend the few left on homeland Ambazonia. I would hence encourage everyone to make sure they donate to the Takeover Funds, ttof.net. It is the only avenue, the only channel, and the only opportunity for us to raise money for guns and bullets to defend our women and children. It is the only harbinger of hope for the people of Ambazonia. I hereby declare all other forces existing in Ambazonia part of the Ambazonia Defense Forces. We are not here to play games. We are not here to engage and encourage splinter groups. All forces in Ambazonia are hereby, as of the 1st of June 2020, declared part and parcel and an integral part of the Ambazonia Defense Forces. Hence, you no longer have existing names that have been existing in Ambazonia. You have only one force, a national force called the Ambazonia Defense Forces. We are not fighting for Bui first. We are not fighting for Bafut first. We are not fighting for Manu first. We are not fighting for Alabukam first. We are not fighting for Bali first. We are fighting for Ambazonia first. We maintain that we shall at all times and at every second respect the Geneva Conventions of 1949. We shall protect the Geneva Conventions of 1949. And we shall invoke at every hour of the day the responsibility to protect all civilians, regardless of race, regardless of culture, regardless of origin, regardless of color, regardless of accent. We shall protect them. This is not a linguistic war as illegally described by La République du Cameroun Anglophone-Francophone crisis. This is an Ambazonia war for the independence of Ambazonia. Thank you very much, Ambazonians. Do have a splendid day. My name is Tapang Aivotanku. I am the deputy in charge of defense for the Atlantic region in Ambazonia.